Today on Community Cooking, we have guest chef Debby Bernstein making an overnight breakfast bake with fruit kebabs and chocolate dipped strawberries. We're cooking with some of the best chefs from right here in our own community. So grab a seat and relax. We have another fantastic show. This is your Community Cooking. Hi, and welcome to Community Cooking. I'm your host, Maria Prekeges, and I'm super excited to have our guest chef in with us today, Debby Bernstein. Welcome.
Thanks for having me. I'm really excited.
Well, I'm excited too because A, you're a fabulous woman, and B, you brought breakfast.
I did.
I love breakfast, brunch. It's one of my favorite meals of the day, and I love eggs, and I see a big bowl of eggs, so I'm happy.
Of course.
So what are we making? Explain it to me.
Well, what we're making, it's a breakfast bake, but what's wonderful about it is you prepare the whole thing the night before. So you do all your work the night before, put it in the casserole dish, put it in the refrigerator, and if you want to have company the next morning, your kitchen is spotless, you just throw it in the oven.
Well, your kitchen might be spotless. I usually do my dishes the next day, but I would do them at night, and that's a great idea because you want to enjoy your company.
Right, and this gives you the opportunity to do that because there's literally nothing to do but pop it in the oven the next day.
We love that. We love it. And I'm assuming that the flavors even get better too when it sits overnight.
They do. Everything kind of soaks together and melts together, and it's amazing.
Well, I love all your ingredients. Let's go over them.
Well, in the dish we have eggs. We have, of course, bacon. It can be any breakfast meat you want, but I'm a bacon girl. That's my favorite thing.
I am.
So that's what we're having today.
I am too.
We have onions and peppers and fresh spinach. And the nice thing about the dish is if you don't like onions, you don't like peppers, put something else in. If you want mushrooms instead of spinach, do that. It's not a set vegetable. There's also, we have cheddar cheese, milk, and fresh garlic. And of course, salt and pepper, and the key ingredient, potatoes.
Potatoes, which I was like, oh, it's cheese. No, they're potatoes. I better wait till they get cooked to enjoy them. Well, and super simple, super easy, and you can cook the bacon in advance too.
Right, which is what I did.
Before.
The bacon is already cooked, and then we're gonna throw it in.
Okay. Well, where do we go? Where do we go first, and what do we do?
First, we'll heat up the pan because we're gonna cook the onions and the peppers. And remember, we're gonna be baking this in the oven, so we're not really cooking. We're just kind of waking up the flavors.
I like waking them up.
Yeah,
I'm awake.
If you throw it in the bowl and you don't put it in a pan first, they're just gonna be dull. When you throw it in olive oil, everything tastes better cooked in olive oil.
And see, I'm not a raw onion person, so I love, even like you said, if you don't saute them just a little bit, I don't think they're as good.
No. So I just put a little bit of olive oil in the pan, and this is my little secret, is olive oil in a mustard container.
I'm like, that looks awfully yellow.
Well, because the nice thing is you can squeeze in exactly what you need, and when it's empty, it runs through the dishwasher, and I refill it with olive oil.
Oh, that's
so
great.
It works great.
And I love olive oil because it's such, well, I'm Greek, so I basically had it in my baby bottle. So we heat that up.
You want it to get really hot because, like I said, you don't want to cook it for a long time. You just want to wake it up.
Okay. And you know, it's taking all my willpower not to munch on the bacon.
Well, the good news is I made a couple strips extra.
Oh,
so.
Good. I love it. I love it. And these are frozen potatoes.
They're just frozen, and you do not defrost them.
Yeah, I was going to say they're very cold.
Yeah, we use them frozen because remember, it's sitting in the fridge overnight.
Okay.
And so I don't know if it's a weight of them helps them sink into the dish better, but it doesn't work if you defrost them first.
Okay, so don't defrost them. We like it because anything that makes anything easier, we love here.
Right, and if you want to have fresh potatoes, shred them up yourself, but freeze them.
Okay. Well, these are fresh frozen. I'm all about. There's so much great frozen food now.
So we'll throw these. I think this is starting to get warm. Yep.
There you go. Oh, and thank you for waking up the onions. We like that. And just on medium-high heat, fairly high?
Yeah, the hotter it is the faster it'll be. So you can do it really however you want. And like I said, there's really no science. You're not cooking it. So
now, how did you, I know you love to cook and you're great at it, how did you get into it?
When I first got married, I was the worst cook in the whole wide world. My husband debated on not proposing to me because he was afraid I wouldn't be able to cook for him. And his uncle was a professional chef and spent some time in the kitchen with me and showed me how to make a couple of dishes. And from there, I just realized I loved being in the kitchen.
And so just a lot of
playing with
everything.
Yeah.
See, I tell people, and I used to be one of those people that would be so afraid. It's like, well, I need an exact recipe, and this has to be level. And I think if you're baking, there's a reason why you have pretty much exact recipes. Although my great grandmother would just throw stuff in, and she, knew. But I think you just should experiment and throw stuff together and try it and taste it.
Then we're going to put 3 cloves of garlic in.
Oh, well, why wouldn't we?
Or more, whatever makes
I
you
love
happy.
the garlic press, by the way. I'm obsessed with my garlic press.
It's really the best garlic flavor. You can chop them, but it just doesn't get the same flavor that a press gives it.
And
it's so much easier.
And you don't get big, huge chunks of garlic that all of a sudden you take a bite and you're like, whoa. So 3 cloves. Oh, God bless you.
Can never have too much garlic,
No,
right?
you can't. And it's so good for you. And it smells. Oh.
Back of the knife to scrape, if you like your knife.
I was going to say, see that? I learned that a long time ago when all my knives were dull. It's kind of like when you use chopsticks and you want to get something, use the other end of the chopsticks to pick off the plate.
Not the part that's going in your mouth.
Yeah. Double dipping, all that. We learn as we go.
So that's how easy it is. This part's done.
Oh, we love that.
That's it. And you can smell it. Can you smell how awake it is now?
It smells so good. But just enough. So, again, super easy, not a lot of time.
And if you were doing it with another meat, like if you were going to do sausage instead of bacon, you could cook the sausage in the pan first, then pull it out, and then cook this mixture in the sausage grease to give it a little more flavor. But I wanted bacon.
I thank you. Yeah, my brother does basted eggs like that. Oh, it's a lot.
So we have 2 jobs. We have to crack eggs or cut bacon. So do you
I'm
want
cutting
to
bacon because I did learn I've learned the best technique that I always share, that if you get a shell in your eggs, in your mixture, you just, if you get a little eggshell, you take it, the eggshell, and it's like a vacuum.
I want to tell you that I learned that on your show.
I was going to say that I learned on this show.
I learned that on your show.
We love it. I don't know what, chef. That's why we love having everyone in here. It's so much fun. And just crumble it?
You can cut it.
Oh, just cut it.
Yeah,
Well, pardon me, there's a
cut
knife right here.
There's a knife right there. And you want kind of big pieces. We don't want to make it too small because you want to taste
like
bacon.
This big?
A little bit smaller than that.
Okay, well then we can't use that one.
Yeah, don't use that one.
Oh, that's good bacon. Who doesn't like bacon? And like you said, any other breakfast meat you like.
And you don't even have to put meat in it. My husband's in a car club, so every month we bring breakfast to the car club meeting.
They love you, I can already tell.
This is one of the dishes that I make, and I make one with meat and I make one without because there are a couple of guys in the club that are vegetarians.
Yeah. Yeah, I always thought I could be a vegetarian. Not so much after you eat good bacon. I'm like, yeah. And do you like to do your bacon in a pan? I found the oven's kind of cool.
I actually cook my bacon on a rack in the oven so that it's not cooking in the grease itself.
Yep. I like it that way too. And then if you put a little foil on the bottom, the cleanup is a breeze. Oh, yeah, that's good. Bacon. You can never have enough bacon.
Look, I just put a shell in so we can prove your theory.
Prove my, it works.
I did it on purpose.
I was skeptical. Ooh.
And there it is. No shell.
I love it. Okay. I best not eat any more bacon because I could go through this whole thing. Wasn't that nice of me? I let you crack the eggs.
Thanks.
I'm here for you. So how often do you make this dish? I mean, once a week for your car club?
Once a month.
Once a month. And then does your family still love it? Does your husband ever get sick of it?
It's funny because my daughter's not a huge egg fan, but she'll eat this.
Oh, see? That's good to know.
But I'm a short order cook when I cook at home for my kids and my family because everyone doesn't like something.
It would be hard to please everyone.
But I do.
I'm sure. I know some families, if they have multiple children, they're like, oh, she wants this and she wants that, and I can't even imagine.
It's not unusual at the Bernstein house to have 2 different dishes for dinner.
She is a good woman. A good woman. I love it. So we just whisk the eggs.
We do, and then you're going to see this is the hardest part because now everything's going to be easy.
I love it. That's hard. Okay, I have to steal one more piece. And milk. Do you do milk even in scrambled eggs? I like a little milk. Or
I
cream.
do. It makes them fluffy. So,
Me too.
so my funny story of the day is that I had to make extra bacon because my husband was standing in the kitchen behind me grabbing it as I was making it for the show. So
I had a recipe online once for something not really related, but it had bacon, and the recipe actually said, "Keep
You just pour it
away
in.
from small children in your kitchen because it won't be you won't have any left." It said on the recipe,
How
"Put the
funny.
bacon up high so the small children can't get to it."
That's
I
a
was
good
like,
idea.
"Oh, well, what the heck?"
So then we're gonna put
Little
the
salt,
salt and
pepper.
pepper.
Do you have a
Never have too
preference
much.
on what salt you cook
I
with?
use sea salt.
Okay. I always like to ask. And
I
people-
don't know if it's really any better or worse for you, but
Yeah.
I feel like I'm being healthier when I do it.
I'm with you. I will take the advice and run with it.
So
Oh.
now the easy part is we just add everything. So it's easy if you do the potatoes last.
Oh, okay. Of course, I'm grabbing them first. So what would you like?
So let's start with the cheese
Okay.
first.
Oh,
So we can
and I
just-
love spinach.
And we're going to reserve a little bit of the cheese because we're going to sprinkle it on top
Oh, okay.
so that it looks pretty.
Perfect.
So you want to take that, and I'll take this.
I'll be your hander over.
And this is just chopped spinach, nothing fancy about it. Fresh
you-
spinach, can't use frozen because it's got too much water.
That I know. It is not fun to try to get all the water out, and it would be too watery, I'm
But
assuming.
I'm a huge farmer's market supporter. I buy a lot of my stuff at farmer's markets. Spinach is the only thing I don't because it's so hard to get clean.
Well, I was going to say, I buy it is, and I'm with you on that because there are all those, here's a big bag of clean, fresh spinach.
And spinach is grown in mud. That's why it's so hard for us to get all of that out of it.
I don't think I knew that. All right, are we ready for the bacon?
We're ready for the bacon.
The mounds of my chopped bacon. Goodbye, bacon. We'll see you soon. And it's colorful.
Yes. And so then all that's left is the potatoes.
The potatoes. And again, they're frozen, so we're putting them in. Do you want me to do half at once? Oh, look at all that cheese and spinach and oh goodness.
So remember, you want to mix it as well as you can, but it
Yep.
doesn't have to be perfect
Okay.
because it's going to go in a pan and it's going to sit. And when it sits, everything's going to kind of blend together.
I have to have eggs every morning for breakfast if I can. People are like, oh, yogurt and I'm like, no, eggs. Hard-boiled, develed.
Well, the nice
sunny
thing about
side
this
up.
dish, you could make it on a Sunday. And we've done this before, and then just cut pieces all week, heat it up in the oven or the microwave or whatever, and you have an egg breakfast every day.
Okay. It would probably last me the whole week because it's just me. But that's a great idea. And we're always talking on the show, we like easy, we like quick and convenience because so many people work and they're busy and they don't have time to eat healthy or eat a substantial breakfast.
Right.
And bacon in moderation, not that bad for you.
No, and again, you don't have to put bacon, or you can
Yeah.
put turkey bacon if you want to. So all
So,
we need is the
Pan that you have sprayed
That's
with
already
cooking
sprayed.
spray, which is nice, so it doesn't stick.
And now you get to see how pretty it is because the pan is glass.
Oh yeah, glass pans, especially for brunches.
I
Oh
can
my
see
word,
what
that's
I'm doing.
gorgeous. I know, I'm like, you're doing pretty well.
Did I get it all?
You
Okay.
did.
So then you just want to spread it out so it's kind of even in the pan.
Well, and the great thing about this dish, as you said, it has to sit overnight.
Correct. So we're done with that. So we just need the cheese sprinkled on top, and then it's all done.
Now, could you bake it right now, or it's really better just sitting
You
overnight?
could bake it right now, but it really tastes better if it sits
Yep.
overnight.
Well, and the good news for all of us here at CitiCABLE is I'm going to bring this straight to the refrigerator. Might be breakfast for them tomorrow. We love that. Enough cheese?
Finish it all.
I was going to say, what am I
You
thinking?
can never have too much
Yeah, you
cheese.
can never have too much cheese. So, and cheese everywhere. I'm going to take this to the refrigerator because we're going to be loving it in the morning. We thank you for breakfast tomorrow morning already. Thank you so much. Oh, and I like the glass pan. Very key
Yes.
because you can
Yes.
see it and it's pretty when you serve
And
out
it's
of it.
nice when you cook it as well because you can make sure that it's not burning on the edges, that it's not getting
yeah.
too well done by it being in glass.
I love it. Well, now's a great time to take a break. We're going to clean everything up and do some beautiful fruit kebabs that can also double as your centerpiece.
Correct.
And some chocolate dipped strawberries. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back in 60 seconds and you're watching Community Cooking.
Hi, I'm John Stamos. You want to play? Making music isn't about how good you are. It's a chance to discover a different side of yourself. And who am I kidding? I learned to play music to get chicks, but it's been the best thing in my life. You want to learn more? Go to wannaplaymusic.com.
Welcome back to Community Cooking. I am with Debby Bernstein and so excited. We just made a beautiful egg bake. Can I call it an egg bake?
Yes.
I was like, it's an egg bake casserole, and we put that in the fridge because it's supposed to rest overnight and have all the flavors infused. And now, look at all these beautiful, bright ingredients. We're going to make some fruit kebabs that are going to double as a centerpiece.
Correct.
That's so much fun, like a table for brunch or breakfast.
Or a buffet or anything you want to use it for. Great way to get kids to eat fruit.
I love it because it's going to be beautiful and
It's
fun. And then you're going to work on some chocolate dipped strawberries.
Yes.
You even brought sprinkles. I'm so excited.
I did because everything needs sprinkles.
Everything does. So ingredients, obviously, for the fruit kebabs, that's easy. You need some
Right.
kebabs.
You do. You need the stick.
You need the stick, and then whatever fruit.
Correct. Whatever's in season. So, or whatever your family likes to eat. You know, during the winter, it's not as easy to find most of these fruits. The only fruit you have to have in the kebab is a pineapple because you need the top for the centerpiece.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. And apples, you're going to show me a little tricky way to cut some apples.
I am. This is a waffle cutter. And the fun thing about this is instead of having just plain old boring apples, this cuts your apple with just a little bit of a wave.
Oh, it's so cute.
And the nice thing about the wave is it also prevents your apple from browning as quickly.
Oh, really? And if it's
So-
going to be out for a while,
If it's going to be out for a while, you want to squeeze some lemon on it or some
Okay.
lime.
it's amazing how it makes them not turn brown.
Right, but instead of it just being a boring apple, it's got
That's so
some life.
awesome.
So I'm going to pass these
All
over
right,
to
pass
you.
it over. I'm
I'm
gonna-
going to let you try it.
I'm going to try it. That's cool. They're so cute.
Oh, you're going right at the seeds.
Oh, was I going the wrong? See, this is why operator error. Oh, I was. I'll make sure they're not there.
That's okay. You can have the pieces with the seeds in them.
All right, while I'm doing this in the double boiler, see if the water's boiling because you're going to melt some chocolate.
We are ready to melt some chocolate.
Oh, I love it.
So double boiler, if you don't have one in your kitchen, is probably one of the really important things to have for any kind of baking that you're going to be doing because it's the easiest way to melt chocolate.
Okay.
To melt chocolate. So these are just chocolate wafers. You can buy them at the markets, have them. Michael's sells them. There's a lot of places that you can get these.
I know, I saw those. I go, those aren't chocolate chips.
They're
and what's
not
the
chocolate
difference?
chips. The difference is that these have a little bit of oil added to them
Okay.
so that they'll melt smooth. And we don't need that much chocolate.
Hi, have you met me? No kidding.
So the nice thing is they melt smooth and they won't have bumps or lumps on it when it
Oh,
melts.
so it makes it even easier. So
Right.
check that out.
Right.
Oh my gosh, I love this little waffle cutter. Mine
And I cut the cantaloupe with it too. So you can
Oh, yeah,
cut
there's-
just about any fruit with it.
They have ridges. So fun. Look at how pretty. I'm not going to do the lime because they're going to be consumed quickly.
They are.
So while you're melting the wafers, and of course chocolate dipped strawberries, chocolate,
chocolate.
and I love your toppings. We have some peanuts, mixed nuts.
Chopped peanuts and mini chocolate chips and rainbow sprinkles.
Sprinkles, we love sprinkles. And so I just start, this would be fun for the whole family too and the kids. to
Absolutely.
Kabob it.
Absolutely.
I'm starting with the pineapple or two. The fruit is so beautiful. And you want to leave maybe a little at the end so people can grab it?
Right, you want to leave room to grab, and then you want to leave room at the other end because when you're done with that, you're going to spear it right into that pineapple top.
Oh, and kiwi. And kiwi, you can eat the skin.
That's my favorite part of kiwi.
Is it?
Yes.
I'm always trying to take the skin off, and it's very hard.
You don't need to.
I know.
It's like a peach.
I have just learned that. Okay. So do you like to put a ton on or dealer's choice?
I
or
would
just
put a little bit more than
Okay.
that. If you want to leave more empty space, leave it at the top instead of the bottom
Okay. I'll squeeze
so
them
that it's
down a
not
little.
top heavy.
Oh, that makes sense. And then some people's hands are a little bigger, so you want to have enough for them to grasp
Right.
the kebabs. Oh, and they're so pretty and so colorful. All right, I'll add a few more here. Oh, that one broke. Have to eat it. Sorry. Sorry. No, this is fun and easy. So, oh my gosh, that's so creamy.
Yes.
You weren't lying, were you?
No, I was not. And the key to chocolate dipped strawberries is that the strawberries have to be completely dry, because what happens when you have melted chocolate and you put water in it, it makes the chocolate hard in the pot, so it'll be lumpy.
Oh, wow.
And it makes it not stick to the strawberries.
And that's boiling. So I have my pineapple top, by the way, and just stick it in anywhere. Woohoo!
Perfect.
I'm on a roll. I have one. Done one. And you gave me a fun little tip. I'm such a symmetrical person. You're like, no, mix it up. So I started with the pineapple there. I'm going to start with the grape on this one. And then chocolate dipped strawberries once
the chocolate is melted, you can turn the heat off.
Okay.
But if you keep it on the warm water, it will keep the chocolate from getting hard again.
Oh, okay.
So you don't have to hurry as quickly to get it done.
Oh my gosh, I have to dip all the strawberries quick. Oh, I forgot I have apples here. I forgot my cool apples. People, I mean, for brunch, this would be so great with the eggs, and you have your fruit and centerpiece all in one.
So are we ready to dip?
Oh, we are ready.
So you want to make sure to leave the ends on, or you have nothing to grab them by.
I know. The first time I tried to dip strawberries, I'm like, wait, there's nothing to grab onto.
And then just set it on wax paper.
On wax paper. And do you wait to put the sprinkles on, or some are with no sprinkles, of course? But
Yeah, you do them. I wait till the chocolate gets just a little bit less hot,
okay.
so that it won't just slide all the chocolate off to the bottom.
See, this is why you are teaching me. I love it. I have to leave more room up top of on my fruit Kabobs.
And so you're a chocolate freak, so I have to dip
Yes.
all of these? Is that what you're saying?
Now, why wouldn't you? Yes, I love my chocolate. That is for certain. What, do you have a favorite brunch or breakfast menu item?
I always do the kebabs. That's
These
a
are great.
staple at our brunch.
I'm just going to start putting them in. They're so fun. Look at that.
And chocolate dipped strawberries at my family occasions are usually the fought over thing.
Oh, I
So,
love it.
You know, we've had occasions that my brother has actually gotten yelled at for eating too many of the strawberries.
That would be me.
So now we make as many as we can find.
Well, and they're easy. I
They
mean, I
are.
didn't realize you see them and they're so decadent, but they're super easy.
Well,
and
they
I like
are.
the wafer, the melted, the chocolate
Oh, it
wafers.
makes it so easy. And if you want to get really creative, you can melt some white chocolate and kind of drizzle it over to add a little more flavor.
Very nice.
Or you can add liqueurs to the chocolate if you want to make it more of an adult chocolate dipped strawberry.
I am an adult, may not act like one all the time, but all right. So I'm just trying to put some higher and some lower and go around like it's going to be. Hello. Oh, that one was a little low, but people get the idea. My kebabs are not perfect.
They're not supposed to be.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. You can come back anytime.
They're abstract art.
It is abstract art.
And most of our cooking at home is not recipes. We just start throwing things into a pot and see how it turns out.
See, I always say that's the best thing. What do you enjoy most about cooking, baking, creating in the kitchen?
It's my escape. When I'm in my kitchen, no one bothers me. It's my place. Everyone's so happy they're getting food that they leave me alone when I'm there. My birthday is Thanksgiving weekend.
Oh, geez.
So everyone always laughs at me that my favorite thing to do on my birthday is make Thanksgiving dinner. Because my favorite thing to do is just have the whole day in the kitchen doing all of that.
That makes sense. It's great from this show. I go to my sisters and brothers, or I have friends over, and it's great because I have all these fun dishes and easy and new ideas, like the centerpiece. And they're my not so guinea pig because I've already tried it on the show, but they love it. And I love when I always think kids should always at least know how to feed themselves when they leave home.
Yeah. Well, and you know what's interesting is if you give the kids fruit and you give them vegetables. I was at farmer's market on Saturday, and there was this little girl, couldn't have been more than 3 years old, walking down farmer's market eating a red bell pepper.
Oh, see, that's what I would do as a child. I loved my veggies. I'm like, give me more spinach. And if you start young, it really helps. Oh my God, these are fun.
So is that enough, or you can eat more than that?
No, that's good. You can sprinkle them up, all kebab. You can sprinkle them up. I love it.
So you could just put a few nuts. You don't have to do all one thing. If you want to have chocolate chips and sprinkles, you can do that too.
And you're right, when they won't drip off if it's been sitting for a minute. I love my pineapple and all my fruit. Well, and to eat fruit too. To cut it up, it takes a little while, but it just tastes so much better. If I went somewhere, I would eat a lot of these. All right, you're gonna continue dressing up our beautiful strawberries. I'm gonna keep kabobbing, and when we come back, we're gonna taste all this wonderfulness, is that a word? We're gonna taste all these wonderful creations. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
How long have we been married, dear?
For 76 years.
He was kind and generous to me before we married, and he was kind and generous to me all these years that we have been married. We had been looking at a lot of different houses in different places around that area, and when we came by this house, it was green, and I love green. I'm Irish. And so I said, oh, there's our house. I know it. We decided on Meals on Wheels because at my age, I was getting to the point where I couldn't do all the things that I had been able to do. We're the Spans. America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
Welcome back to Community Cooking. It's the tasting time. I loved it all, but I really like this the best. And look we finished off our beautiful centerpiece and kabob, which, you know, we're just gonna start there because who doesn't love fresh cut fruit? And it's so cute.
Yeah.
Everyone just takes one off.
Pretty
I love
and
it.
practical.
Should I do dessert first? No, we're gonna wait on the strawberries. All right. Our breakfast brunch bake. Ooh, it's piping hot. When am I coming over for brunch? Because you sauteed the onions and the peppers just a little, they're not overpowering, they just add to the flavor.
Right, you can taste it in the garlic.
Oh yeah, and I love the spinach in it. In fact, there's a big bite of spinach right there that I'm going for. And of course, the extra cheese on top. Okay, that is delicious. I can eat that for breakfast, brunch, lunch, dinner. Yum. Okay, and the hash browns too, just kind of bind it together. All right, I'm going to, chocolate strawberry, I can't be rude to my guest.
Me too, when looking at one.
She's taking
Because
one with
I know
peanuts.
you're going to the sprinkles.
I'm so going to the sprinkles. And so these have been in the refrigerator, so they've firmed up. Oh. I mean, look, do I have sprinkles all over? Who doesn't love chocolate dipped strawberries? But the chocolate wafers, it's so smooth.
They're very creamy. They don't get hard like chocolate chips do.
Oh my gosh. Okay. We're going to have a little fun after we say goodbye because I'm going to finish it all. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me. I had fun.
It was such a ball. On behalf of all of us, the crew, myself, thank you again for watching another fun episode. And remember, we really do have some of the best chefs right here in our own community. And we will see you next time on Community Cooking.
If you'd like a copy of the recipes seen on this show, send us a self-addressed stamped envelope to the Office of Cable and Community Relations. That's 3350 Civic Center Drive, Suite 200 in Torrance, California, 90503. Be sure to note the show number displayed on the screen. And don't forget you can find all the fresh ingredients used on today's show at the Farmers Market. Visit the one here in Torrance at Wilson Park. That's located at 2200 Crenshaw Boulevard. They're open every Tuesday and Saturday from 8 a.m. until 1 p.m., rain or shine. And if you'd like to be a guest on our show, email us at communitycooking@torranceca.gov and check us out online at youtube.com/TorranceCityCable and like us on Facebook at Community Cooking TV.